All right, welcome back. You're already 1.5% down for the month. That's not a good sign, but we've only had four trades. The first 2 weeks, we didn't have any trades, we didn't have any qualified trades for the first 2 weeks. So we've really got into that swing trader kind of trading style, holding trades for 3 or 4 days. The final form. I've never reached the final form. At least I don't know yet. Anyhow, our first trade was on EJ. Simple breakdown schematic. First candle one, two, three, four, five. Triggered on the fifth candle. I think this should have got to close it after I broke beyond CTC. Yes, I've got to close the trade after I broke beyond CTC. I partly think because it was the first trade I took for the year, and that's like this is the first trade I've taken in 6 weeks. So this trade was tough to actually manage. It was a simple trade, but it was tough to manage. My CTC was around like here. Closed beyond CTC. I didn't close the trade. I didn't even reduce the SL. I completely forgot I was a 10. It was after this whole trade was done, I now really looked back and saw a lot of mistakes I made. So thankfully it didn't blast me and close, but came back down. And I later realized that it actually closed me on my CTC, which was at this level. So I reduced the SL, came back down, reduced the SL. Then we also had GDP, USD GDP growth rates, and ECB, what's it called? Interest rates, yes. Interest rates for the euro. So we hedged during this trade, and we had a 0.8% loss on the hedge. So we had to recover it on the trade. Because I did that, I kind of reduced my profitability, but the hedge is necessary. I've noticed that the hedge is more necessary than it's the best possible thing to do. Like, you have to learn lessons the hard way, and I learned that the hard way, and it's nothing you can do about it. We hedged the play and booked a 0.8% loss. That was not a bad deal. But the trade didn't go anywhere actually. We closed the loss with 0.6% loss. But we were close to break even. Trade was going well. And Mark to actually press this trade. We actually pressed this trade at this level. The press is basically entering with half the lot size. That's all. Entering the trade at half the lot size at the after I broke beyond this level, this candle closed. I entered here. I got triggered here. So I pressed the trade. I was around like 3% max, 3.5. This was the first trade, so it was looking really good. But EJ has really wild swings, and after these two, I was not really paying attention. I forgot two COC was a thing too. Two consecutive opposing candles. And when the second one closed, I wasn't really paying attention because I was in the surgery was really going on while this trade was on. A thyroidectomy and this thing. The thyroidectomy was really going on during this play. So I wasn't paying full attention. But anyhow, our SA was roughly around here, so we got stopped, booked a 0.6% loss. The problems for this trade just because we've not played the trade for 6 weeks, we were kind of sloppy with the management. That was just the only issue. We were sloppy with the management. We booked a 0.8% loss on the hedge. We could have reduced that. We could have reduced that by closing earlier because the direction was clear. That was one. Two, we should have reduced our SL much faster after I broke beyond the CTC, which was this level. We have reduced our SL much faster. And after we pressed this trade, after these two COC had formed, we should have closed the trade at the. I don't think I would have had the discipline to close the trade here, but I would have had the discipline to at least reduce the SL. I would have at least been able to do that. So those are the major mistakes I made for this trade. But after that, I think my management drastically improved because this was a huge mess up. I messed up too much in this trade. Because I messed up that much, a lot of lessons were learned, and we stopped making those mistakes. They're not. I just forgot. That was all. It's not a big deal. Anyhow, that's a big deal, sure. But USD card. USD card, two trades, one, two, three, simple range, and the markets have been ranging for practically the entire July, especially USD. It's throughout the entire January actually. So there have not been a lot of opportunities. For the first 2 weeks, there was nothing. That EJ was the first thing that happened on Wednesday of the third week. Yes, of the third week. So there have not been a lot of opportunities. That was the first one, and that was the only one for that week. This was for the next week. Yeah, this was for the next week. It was not a very good play. This play was not a very good play, and I was impatient due to the fact that my previous trade nearly, if this that my first trade had gone well, I would have closed past my phase one, my phase two. I mean on the first trade, but it didn't work out. But anyhow, this trade was not a very good trade either. Broke beyond the boundary, 1, 2, 3. Normally, I don't enter a trade if the first three candles after the boundary are below 10 pips away from the boundary. So basically, all of them have low range. Low range means low volume, and these first three candles, 1, 2, 3, they didn't show that there was any volatility here. But I still entered the trade because I was like, if the fourth candle shows me that kind of sign, I'll leave. But normally, we play prevention, not a cure strat. We are defensive. What we should have done is have not just entered trade at all, because our rules clearly say that there's no range, there's no volume, the traders are not here, the big boys are not present, and anything can happen. So this was a very stupid thing to do. We should have not just entered the play at all. But fortunately, we entered at the fourth candle, we got triggered. Then we realized that after this candle closed, this was a 1, 2, 3, 4 sync schematic. Basically, when 1 to 4 candles are in the same range of the closes or opens of the 4 candles are in the same range of each other. So when this closed, it was kind of there's no hope for this play. At least I'm not willing to check out what happens. So I managed to almost break even. So I closed the trade with a 0.1% loss. It was kind of a mixture of commission spread and small fraction of the loss there. That was the second trade. For the third trade was a breakdown as well on the same play. First candle, second candle, third candle, we got triggered. Acidity was deep, very generous, very, very generous. It was deep, yeah, it was deep. I remember it being deep. It was very generous. One, because UCAD is a very conservative play, so the retracements tend to be deep. So kind of more generous on the CTCs, more aggressive, like the border is the maximum point I'm willing to enter from. So 1, 2, 3 got triggered, almost got stopped, came back down. This was going well. And I pressed. Yes, I pressed this trade actually at this point. I pressed this trade. This trade was we pressed the trade and after a while we got stopped. So I think we broke even. Yeah, we broke even. We closed the trade with how many percent loss? 0.7. Yeah, a full loss because we brought our SL of the original trade to here. We brought the SL of the original trade to where our CTC was. We now also placed the pressed trades SL at that point. So overall, I was reaching a 0.75. So whenever I'm pressing, I ensure that total exposed risk is around like maximum of 0.75%. So that's what I did here, and it got fucked and I got stopped. So that's all. Last trade is on NG. The markets have been ranging throughout the month. It's not a very hospitable time. Anyhow, so this is the fourth trade. I'll go back to UCAD. Let me first finish UCAD first. This is also another thing we learned in August. Yes, August, what year? What time was that? August 2023, yes. Another thing we learned in August. Another thing that blended my account last year was my inability to see the fact that a schematic has been fucked. I wrote here, the boundary is fucked because first, one, breakdown, failed, go back in, failed, go back out, failed, go back in, failed, go back out, failed. So it's now ranging on the boundary. I'm betting on the breakout or the spring. I would have blended my account 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times. That's 8 losses. That's how many percent down? That's like 6% down roughly. This is what blended my account last year. This my inability to know when it's ranging at the boundary, when I should stop, how many losses I should tolerate. I just realized that if it's just disrespecting the boundary, just fuck off. Just it's not there's nothing happening here. There's absolutely nothing happening here. To blend your account for a reason. But anyhow, last trade was on NG. Last trade was on NG. Breakout attempts. It went well initially. Simple textbook play like this. I think this is more than 10 pips now. It has to be, because I wouldn't have liked to repeat the same mistake twice. It's 15 pips roughly. It's more than 10. Anyhow, so first candle 1, 2, 3 triggered, entered that boundary, was going well for a while, then it didn't. 1, 2 broke even, closed that break even. Good enough. I'm currently on this trade. I entered it Friday. Yeah, yesterday. Friday. Last Friday, yeah. So this was the last trade I took for the month of June. For at least the 4 weeks in January. The 4 tradable weeks, because that first week of January is not really a tradable. That New Year area, I don't trade during that period. So the first 4 weeks of January, this was the last trade I took during the first 4 weeks. And it's currently going, I hedged it over the weekend. I did, that was a good thing to do too. We learned a lot of lessons the hard way. Hedged over the weekend and it's currently ongoing. I really don't know what's going to happen here. Our job is to execute, so that's all. So that's all for the month. Sayonara.